Did I ever tell you what the definition of insanity is? Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change. That is crazy. The first time somebody told me that, I don't know, I thought they were bullshitting me, so boom, I shut them. The thing is, okay, he was right. And then I started seeing it everywhere I looked, all these fucking pricks. Everywhere I looked, doing the exact same fucking thing. Over and over and over and over and over again. Thinking, this time is gonna be different. No, please. This time is gonna be different. I'm sorry. I don't like the way you are looking at it. Okay?
Hello. So I wanted to start making videos about these gacha games that I love so much. And what better time to start doing that than right now, where Genshin is basically dead, and HSR is following on its footsteps into the path of no return. I've also heard that the meta for this patch on YouTube is to hate on hoyoverse specifically, so yeah. I have somewhat recently quit Genshin in like 4 or 5 months for ZZZ, because they were launching lighter, and I just couldn't skip him. I just love pulling for a tall, badass man. What can I say? But also because this region didn't really quite meet my expectations, to put it lightly. I would say that from my experience, and from a logical standpoint, that Natlan is the worst and the most predatory update to be ever made to a gacha game ever. And I fear that by not stressing this enough, nobody else is gonna do it. Because Genshin CCs are perfectly fine with not saying anything, spending billions of dollars on a game, and just going back to farming emotes on Twitch chat. I do not want the next gacha games to start trying to get away with the things that hoyoverse is doing to their game right now. So I'm gonna do a little recap here on this region, just to remind you how much they ruined the Nation of War. The exploration features the new movement abilities of the characters and the new dinosaurs that allow you to traverse this otherwise unplayable region. Of course, the abilities of the characters are just straight up better to explore than the Pokemon. And the Pokemon are not available to you at all times. You have to find them in the overworld. This method of travel consumes night soul points, and they consume that shit really fast. So you still can't just turn off your brain and explore the map like in Wuthering Waves. You have to keep searching for those rocks that recharge your night soul points. And also, the night soul points thing, they don't even work in the other regions. It's just for Natlan. So if you want to use the characters that have these shining new movement abilities in the other regions, you can't do that. They're basically fucking useless. Now let's compare this shit to Wuthering Waves 2.0. Movement abilities for exploring are in gadgets. You can fly like you're in creative mode in Minecraft. For free. You can do double jumps, you have a grapple, you can run up walls, bro. When you compare the two side by side, it looks really bad. Natlan exploration is not the worst compared to previous regions, but it could certainly be much better. I don't need to go deep into this. We're hanging out with Capitano. Yes, remember this guy? Yeah, he looks like this now. And also Mavuika, trying to save the Pokemon world from the big bad darkness. Wow, amazing storytelling. We have the usual bullshit that is in every other Hoyo game, except in ZZZ where you can actually skip the fucking dialogue for once. Bloated, boring dialogue with random NPCs that look like shit. Yapping and Paimon, except there's no real yapping because there's no voice actors. Yes, this story is mind-numbingly boring and lazy. And the crazy thing about it is that these stories, they can't get any better. Because if anything of harm happens to any of these characters that are not the NPCs, the kids are going to complete their parents, the deranged lunatics lurking in the shadows will try to assassinate Galway again, or, I don't know, kill a cat again, or something. If you really think about it on that perspective, Genshin is like a mental asylum, and hoyoverse is trying to keep these people from going out into society at all cost. On that perspective, hoyoverse should be the only motherfucker getting praised. They're doing God's work out there, bro. Now, for me, the biggest flaw about this region, the new main mechanic, the Night Soul Point system. In previous Genshin versions updates, they always tried to fix something that was flawed within the meta. In Inazuma, we had the new energy recharge set for high energy, ultimate focused characters like Xiangling, Yalan, Xingqiu, whatever. They had these outrageously high energy requirements. So the set gave you energy recharge and they gave you damage based on the egregious energy recharge requirements these characters have. And also, the new Archon was just a big, fat battery. In Sumeru, we had Denjo single-handedly skyrocketing Electro units viability all around. In Fontaine, we had the new HP manipulation characters like Farina, Wriothesley, Neuvillette. We had sets that work into how much HP you were consuming or gaining over time, buffing the effectiveness of healers all around. Natlan does nothing. Nothing for the Geo element, nothing for the physical element, which are still the worst elements in the entire game. Nothing for characters like Dea, still waiting on her supposed buff by the way. Evil stuff like Guitarbo. Evil stuff. The Night Soul points only work for Natlan characters, and Natlan characters get stronger the more you have of them. Doesn't that sound fun? You need to pull the new characters to take advantage of the new specific mechanic, guys. The new sets are only useful if you have Natlan characters and if you consume Night Soul points. Enemies have mechanics that when you use Night Soul attacks, something triggers. Like, this mechanic really just shows and it rubs on your face that this region is really predatory and you won't get to experience the new fun things of it if you don't pull these new characters. Oh, but Hoyo, you fucked up. You forget the smallest things that make the biggest problems. These Natlan characters, they don't look up to par with the expectations we had. Here we have Amber, number 46, but she's lightly tanned. And she's also just Uraraka from My Hero Academia. We have Short Emo Boy, number 42. Like for real. Hoyo, couldn't you make these characters like at least different in height? They are literally the same fucking character. We have Chaska, and I have to give this one for hoyoverse, because she really has an ingenious design for the inclusivity she brings. They managed to make the single ugliest gacha woman ever known to mankind. There's Ororon, which the name was inspired by this guy right here. Do you see the difference? We have the god of war and fire, the Pyro Archon. She rides a motorcycle and wears a skin-tight latex suit with a very suspicious zipper. Amazing character design, people. We have Shilonen and Sitlali, which actually look pretty good, but like nothing major. We also have, directly from the 5.3 story quest, the first god of war to ever exist. And he is a kid. In other words, these characters look really out of place. Like in Fontaine, we had people in suits and they looked really formal. In Azuma, we had anime, I don't know. In Mondstadt, we had a medieval theme from their characters. And in Leeway, we had China man in suit and China woman. Natlan characters, they don't have a theme that binds them together, and that makes it really difficult to take this region seriously. Okay man, we got it. Natlan is the biggest piece of dog shit Genshin devs have ever expelled out of their body. So, how do we fix Genshin? We don't. And it makes me really sad to say this, because I really did love this game, and the character designs, and the trailers, the musics. But guys, Genshin recently had one of their highest revenue months because they put the 2 new limited 5 stars on the first half of the banner updates. Mavuika, the new Archon DPS that does a billion damage and can also be a sub DPS, can also fly and also does your taxes, and her best in slot support were in the same half of the patch, and they pushed the free pulls you would get from the Chinese New Year event just after the banners ended. Do I need to draw this for you? This is the most scummy, FOMO-inducing predatory tactic they ever did. While every other big gacha game is giving huge rewards for doing basically nothing, constantly innovating with advanced and quality of life updates to its players, every update, every week, every day, Genshin still has no skip button, no artifact loadouts, in a day of the week material farming system. Like, what the Co-op still sucks, by the way. While their innovations are the Imaginarium Theater, aka the most redacted game mode that any gacha game company could have ever created in history and going forward. No, I'm serious. If you heard any complaint about this game mode from any sane human being, trust me, it's worse. And as of recently, their newest predatory FOMO tactic. Listen, my objective here is not to belittle you because you play Genshin. You can have fun doing whatever you want in your life, and don't let other people take that enjoyment away from you. It's not healthy. But what's also not healthy is to completely negate reality, like negating how Tectone made hoyoverse change the weapon banner system, or simply negating the fact that Genshin needs major improvements. We're not attacking the company by demanding our game experience that we have sunk our time or money into it to be better. My only hope with this video is to open people's eyes, to remember what Hoyo did and why they did it, because our esteemed content creators actively want to ignore that, and because that's the best way to fight against these companies. Provide you with facts and information. Yeah, so Genshin's dead, dumbass, could click the game, uninstall that shit. Now can we talk about how Hoyo also plans to kill Star Rail too?